If you look at question number 7, the question says that a tree breaks and falls as shown. So you've got 10 feet of the tree remaining in the ground. You've got the tip of the tree hitting the ground 24 feet away from the base of the tree. And the question says, what is the original height of the tree? So again, we're using the Pythagorean theorem. When you're looking at this triangle, you notice that the hypotenuse, the part that's C, is the part of the tree that's fallen over. If you want the original height of the tree, you're going to have to find that value of C plus the part that's still in the ground, 10. So the original height of the tree will be the hypotenuse, that C, plus the 10 feet that's in the ground. So again, I'm looking for my C. I'm going to use my Pythagorean theorem of A squared plus B squared equals C squared. I substitute in the values I have. 10 squared plus 24 squared will equal my C squared. And I go ahead and get some number crunching done with my calculator. 10 squared plus 24 squared is going to equal 676. So in order to find the value of C, I have to take the square root of 676. To get 26. So 26 is the part of the tree that's leaning over, not the answer that I'm looking for. The answer I'm looking for is that 26 plus 10, which will give me 36 feet. So a little bit of a multi-step problem. Make sure you're answering the question that's being asked. If I look at question number 8, two airplanes leave Sky Airport at the same time. The first travels 224 miles per hour due west. The second travels 168 miles due north. How far apart are the two planes after 1 hour? On a problem like this, they did not draw a picture for me. I definitely want to have a sketch to see what's going on with that triangle. If I think about airplanes that are going north and airplanes that are going west, usually I think going to the west is to the left. Going north is up, if you're thinking about a map. So if I'm going to figure out how far are these airplanes apart from each other, I can draw myself a little right triangle. The first airplane traveled 224 miles in that 1 hour due west. The second airplane traveled 168 miles per hour due north. After 1 hour, I'm looking to find how far apart are they. So again, I am looking for my hypotenuse. I'm going to be taking 168 squared plus 224 squared will equal my x squared. So again, it becomes a number crunching exercise. (168 squared plus 224 squared gives me 78,400. If I want to take the square root of that answer, I'll end up with the airplanes being 280 miles apart. So I've got my answer choice D for 280 miles apart. Please note that when you're looking at this problem, you could have realized that my hypotenuse is bigger than the 168 and the 224. Answer choice B and C could not possibly have been the right answer. You're looking for a number bigger than the 224. So you could have eliminated some answers, and even if you didn't like working with big numbers, get it down to a 50-50 chance. If I'm looking at question number 9, in triangle PQR, the length R is 9. The length of Q is 15. and we want to calculate the length of side P. So again, I have to decide, do I have the hypotenuse, or am I looking for the hypotenuse? Hypotenuse is my biggest number across from the right angle. So this is going to be a problem like number 4, where I have the hypotenuse and I'm trying to find one of the missing sides. Again, if you're looking at your answer choices, I'm looking for the length of side P, and it's got to be smaller than 15. 15 is definitely my biggest side. And so just knowing that I'm looking for a side smaller than 15, my answer choice 12, that could work. 30, nope. 300, nope. 144, definitely would not work. You can check it out and see if 12 is exactly the answer that you need by having 9 squared plus 12 squared. Is that equal to 15 squared? And you can double check that in your calculator. So that shouldn't be a hard one to take a look at. Question number 10. You've got a flagpole casts a shadow that is 16 feet long. How tall is the flagpole? Again, I am looking for one of the legs of my triangle. I have the hypotenuse. So again, this is like problem number 4. And you're going to work it out the same way. You're going to look for a number that's going to be smaller than the 20. 20's got to be my biggest side, so you can eliminate the 36 feet and the 144 feet. And when you're working out the problem, you should be able to come up with that correct answer. The problem I want to take a look at with you is problem number 11, because it's a little bit different than these other problems. In problem number 11, we want to know which of the following are right triangles. So if they are right triangles, I need to compare my a squared plus b squared to my c squared by itself. If they're equal, then they'll be right triangles. The first thing I want to do is identify the c. I want to identify that c. That's always going to be my longest side. So in answer choice number 1, 8, 15, 17, c, the 17 is my longest side. I'm going to compare the 8 squared plus the 15 squared to the 17 squared. So my calculator, 8 squared plus 15 squared gives me 289. 17 squared gives me 289. So answer choice number 1 is definitely a right triangle. If I look at answer choice number 2, I've got 4, 5, and 6. 6 is my biggest side. I'm going to compare the 4 squared plus the 5 squared to the 6 squared by itself. If I look at 4 squared plus 5 squared, I end up with 41. 6 squared by itself is 36. They're not equal to each other, so answer choice 2 is not a right triangle. Remember, if my a squared plus b squared is bigger than the c squared by itself, which 41 is bigger than 36, that makes it an acute triangle. If I look at answer choice 3, I've got 2, 2, and 3. 3 is the biggest number, so I'm going to be comparing 2 squared plus 2 squared to 3 squared by itself. 2 squared is 4. 4 plus 4 is 8. 3 squared is 9. 8 is not equal to 9, so I know that that is not a right triangle. The 8 is smaller than the 9, so that makes it an obtuse triangle. And the last answer choice number 4, I've got a 9, 12, 15. 15 is the biggest number. So again, I'm comparing the 9 squared plus the 12 squared together to the 15 squared by itself. 9 squared plus 12 squared gives me 225. 15 squared gives me 225. Those are equal, so answer choice 4 is definitely a right triangle. The question said, which of the following are right triangles? We've identified that answer choice number 1 and answer choice number 4 are our right triangles. So once you've worked out the problem, just choose the correct answer.